Checking back in here. Let's check out Valero. It is 2:19 p.m. on Thursday, March 23rd. Valero's had a wild ride today, hasn't it? Look at that. Whoop, all the way up to over 134. That was probably around the time that we sold a call. No, it was at 133 something, I think. When we sold that call, we sold a 134 call on Valero that expires tomorrow. And actually, there it is right there. So we sold that call at $134 strike price, collected $117 bills. We could buy it back for probably $25 right now if we wanted, or we could let it ride and get all of that money into our pockets as long as Valero stays sideways. But look what it does. It's just a wild ride. Of course, that's the price. If you see that number, the dollar or the 23 cents right there, that pops all the way up to $1.77, all the way down to 23 cents. That's like the estimated price it would cost for me to buy that back. But let's take a look at Valero, because I was thinking maybe we should look to selling some calls. If we look a week out, a week from tomorrow, selling some puts, I should say. If we look a week out and 8 days out, how far can we go down and still be around that 1% deal? We could go all the way down to 122 to collect $1.21. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's try it. What is Valero doing as we speak? It is going downtown to Chinatown, currently at 129.19. Let's continue here at the 122 put. Oh, we could probably get $1.30 on that. $1.30. Let's do 5 contracts. 5 contracts, $650 credit, cash, secured, put $61,000 in collateral. Let's see if that fills at that number. It did. It filled right away. So there's $650 that we were able to collect on 61,000. Get out the abacus. Boop, boop, boop. So we've got $650 divided by 61,000. So that is just over 1% for 8 days. So again, if we do that fantasy math that I like to do, you take your division. So you've got your equation based on division, $650 credit on the $61,000 collateral, right? Then that comes up with the just over 1%. It's 1.06%, because that is, of course, move the decimal places over, but then we divide it by the number of days, okay? So we divide it by 8, and then we multiply it by the number of days in a year, which is how many, Bart? Well, it's 365 last I checked, and that would give us an annualized return on this hypothetical Fantasyland type of equation at 48.6% on our money, on our collateral. So that is my favorite type of math. I like to see these types of trades. This could easily go against me, and Valero just keeps sinking down underwater. And then we buy those shares at 122, for $61,000, and the stock price keeps going below. Because I've seen Valero in my short time of watching it, which has just been maybe probably close to 3 months now. I've seen it down to as low as 118, but I've also seen it as high as like 141, and that's been in just those 3 months. So we'll look at that. We've got some Valero action going on right here. 122 strike, 5 contracts representing 500 shares, $61,000 in collateral, $650 collected in premium today. And then we'll look to see Valero go back up, get over, 131, 132 as soon as Monday or Tuesday. That's my fingers crossed type of trade. And then we'll take that trade off the table, buy it back, and keep the profit in our pockets. And then what I did also is over on the YouTube Shorts, if you ever check those out, I just bought 300 shares of Phillip Morris. because it is low. It is low right now, according to my math and my observation, because I've been watching Phillip Morris for a few months as well. And if we look at, let's just go to year to date on Phillip Morris. If you look at the stock price on Phil here, you see the number, the orange number on the right. So right there, it's 103.42. That is the stock price on each of these days. So then you start creeping in on, and then up, roller coaster, little hump there and down. So it's currently at 90.44. So that is already cheaper than when I paid for it. I paid $90.70 for 300 shares. But again, that's the first time I've seen it under 91 in a long, long time. And then they're going to be paying me next week. And now that adds to my position. I did have 100 shares. Now I have 400. And next week, they're going to lock me in on some dollar bills. So on the 322, well, I already had those shares on board. I'm sorry. The reason I already had the dividend already locked in on the 100 shares. And then what we took advantage of today was because they're paying out that dividend, their share price is down. So what I look for this stock to do, probably it'll take about a week or so, I would imagine, depending on what the market does overall. But in general, the market's going to, if it's flat to just a little bit up, because it's been taking it on the chin the past couple of days, I see that it will be going back up, and then Phillip Morris will make a perfect candidate on those 400 shares. I'll be able to sell 4 call option contracts once it turns green. I'll just wait, just bide my time, wait for it to turn green, and then sell those calls on that. And we'll do the old wheel, roll and spin the old wheel of fortune on Phillip Morris. So I just wanted to check it on Phillip Morris and Valero. I was also looking at Altria Group, but I already have like 700 shares of them. So that's why I went more towards the Phillip Morris. So we'll just make sure everybody keeps smoking, keeps puff passing, and we'll collect dividends, spin the wheel, selling puts, selling calls, and hopefully continuing to lock in those dollar bills. And then if we do look, just real quick as an update before the market closes today, those SPY options never did fill. That would have been such a great trade, wouldn't it? We were just on the cusp, of almost timing that perfectly at the 402. And if we look at SPY right now, that would have been a brilliant trade, because I would have been resting easy all day. Except right here when it had a big green candle. But again, nowhere near 402. So that money would have just been in our pocketbook, but it didn't get filled, and I didn't feel like getting back in and having a big risk for a low premium spread. So we'll look again at that tomorrow. We'll look again at the SPY tomorrow. Yes, we will. And then we went from a green day to a red day. We're down just 0.25% on the S&P, and we're down just 0.15% on the Dow. But that NASDAQ's still rolling up. In fact, what's Google doing? We're going to give away some Google shares tomorrow. So Google's at 106. And I know, well, why would you do that, Bart? You're giving away so much money. Well, if you remember back, if you've been watching these videos, if we click through to this 2 option strategy, this is going to be 100 shares of the Google at $99. Okay, so we did a strangle on the Googler. So on the same trade ticket, we sold an $85 put and a $99 call. Well, what do we have in on? So that $85 put here on Google, we collected $241 on the full trade. So that was both sides of that trade. And that will expire at full profit. And then the other side will be called away at $99. Now, why would I let it go at $99? Well, I don't want to roll it, because I still want to work the wheel on the Google, because I think Google's flying high again. It may even get up to as much as 110. And then I could imagine that it might start retracing again, depending on market conditions. So when we look at what we're in on the Googler, we're at 92.47 cost basis, and those shares are going to be called away at $99. So we're going to make the difference between the 99 and the 92.47 times 100, plus that premium that we collected when we put that trade on. So just some updates there, a little action on Phillip Morris, a little action on Valero, update on the Googler, what we're thinking there on the wheel strategy. And then I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.